All right, we are back, and this ended up being 2031 ended up being the last season of the sim. We ended up just we had so many guys going to free agency. It had already been what 8 seasons, so 24, 2031, 8 seasons. We won 2 World Series, and then we decided, you know what, that's it. We're gonna move on to another sim. Most likely, it's been 23, 24 episodes, so. That's going to be it. We sim 20 years. The Mariners have not won anything since. They've made it the playoffs 6 times after we retired, and they haven't won a World Series. So, but I wanted to go in and check, all the players that we had, and the first one was really interesting. I was looking at Rutschman, and he ended up having a very similar career to Buster Posey. So he ended up with 44.7 WAR. He retired at in 2036, 38 years old. He got it kind of late. He was the first pick out of college. So what did he get up at, like 24 maybe? And yeah, 24 right here. Sorry. He got up at 24, so kind of like Buster. And then I want to compare them because neither of them are getting in the Hall of Fame, it looks like. So Rutschman, 10% first year, 8, 2, and Buster's already off the ballot. Um, let's see. Where's he at? All right, let's do this. Buster, compare. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go to batting stats. They had very similar WAR. 46.5 for Buster, 44.7 for Adley. Adley had about 400 more plate appearances. Um, and they, 158 home runs for Buster, 211 for Adley. Pretty similar WRC plus. They're both good defensively. It's unfortunate that none of them got in, but their compared players are each other and Veritek, so that's interesting. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Rutschman ended up he he ended up staying with the Mariners till he retired. Um, and it looks like he's wearing an Orioles hat though. That's understandable. He came up with them, was the first pick with them. But with the Mariners, he had 900 less plate appearances, 8 less WAR, and but he won a World Series in 2029, so that's cool for him. The guy we traded for him, Connor Phillips, ended up having a pretty good career, 14.6 WAR. Um, he was probably our worst trade decision, but we also got Rutschman, so it doesn't matter. We could also look at that real quick. Our management, our history, decision history. Our highest WAR getter that we acquired was Jamie Sutton, who we drafted in the first round of the 2026 draft, 28th overall. He had a 35.7 WAR, all with the Mariners. He's not going to make the Hall of Fame, it looks like. He just retired 7 years ago. But he was good, 182 home runs, pretty much averaged like 4 WAR a season, 3 to 4. Really cool. Won a World Series with us in 2029 as a young guy, rookie. He didn't even get his rookie status here. I think it was here. I think. But that's pretty cool. And then Fernando Tatis, of course, he ended up not making the Hall of Fame, at least not yet. But his numbers went down to 3%. He had a 56.4 WAR on his career, which is really impressive. He hit 396 home runs, retired at 36, so that's probably why he's not going to get in. He was still decent, it looks like, at the end of his career, but retired kind of young. Got up at age 20, so 15 years in the show. Pretty cool. Um, yeah, he was really good for us, so glad we picked him up. And then Nate Hayes, who ended up being a late riser, sorta. He was someone we acquired in the Nate Keane deal with the Royals in 2029, which is pretty cool. Um, he He was a high school draft pick in 2028. We traded for him in 2029. He wasn't really supposed to be much, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Nothing. It whatever. But he had a 25 WAR with the Mariners, so that's pretty cool. 4 ERA was pretty good, steady. So that's awesome to see. And then Nelson Carrata, who we made that big trade with the Royals, where we got Ryan Sloan, who ended up not being good. Um, Porter Latine, who ended up having a really good career. Look at that. Went to the Yankees, went to the Cubs, 22 WAR, really cool. 94 career WRC plus, was pretty good defender. And then we got 13 mil. We also traded Carrillo, who ended up coming up and being a really good ball player. He ended up being wrecked though really early, but he had a 7 WAR year, 36 WAR in his career, 132 home runs. Retired at 36. Really got up at 24. Was a late bloomer. We signed him at 16. Yeah, we signed him at 16 for 4.7 mil. We then traded him to the Royals, and compared to Nelson Carrata, 36 WAR right here, compared to Carrata, 23 WAR. I mean that it seems like a really fair trade. I mean um, we got Porter Latine as well, who had 22 WAR. We gave up Kevin Alcantara, who had no major league experience. Reese Hines, who was good for a while, but 1.8 WAR total. And then Jorge Mateo wasn't really anything. And Laura, who ended up not pitching in the majors, so ended up being a pretty good prospect for prospect trade. Corrado was good for us and some other teams, but mostly for us, which is pretty cool. Good base runner, league not even a league average hitter, but had some good years. So nice to see there. Down the line, Rutschman's up here. Jeremy Jones, who we traded for at the end of the 2031 year with the A's, ended up having a great career, 30 WAR almost. Moved on in 2038 from the Mariners, but was really good for us. So really good trade. But I think the player that we traded to the A's ended up having a good career as well. So yeah, I mean, decent career, 10 WAR almost. The catcher Juan Ernesto, we didn't really need with Rutschman. We also got this guy who played a little bit in the majors, 2 WAR. So good trade overall. Jones for Ernesto, good trade for us. Tommy Troy was really good. Ended up having 26 WAR on his career. Ended his career with the Mariners at age 35, 36. That's awesome to see. And we originally got him for Nasim Nunez. Yeah, who ended up not doing much. 3 WAR, but retired after the 31 season at age 30. So another win. Alan Sokala, who we drafted in the 4th round in 2027, was a late bloomer. He had 16 WAR in his career. Really cool. Had some threes and 2 WAR seasons. So steady guy there. That's cool. Porter Latine's right here. O'Neill Cruz was a good get. He retired after 2029 after just regressing fully. He had 2 rings with us. Really good get. Wisenhunt also a really good get for us. 9.7 WAR on his career. Ended his career with the Mariners. Retired at 33, 34. Pretty awesome to see. He was kind of a guy that worked out in the player development lab, got his control up and everything. We originally traded him. Let's see. Well, we claimed him off of waivers. That's what it was. But yeah, that was a good claim. Robleski, who we got from the Giants, ended up having a really good stint with us, 9 WAR for a couple years. Retired with us at 37. At 38, whatever. That's cool. Mason Miller, also a good get. Did not have the best career after us. Ended up just pitching 3 more years after 2031 when he had a rough one, and he was with us for the last year. Was closing slash setuping, and then went to the Braves and Orioles, and then retired at age 39. Yeah, good get for sure. What was that trade again? We gave it Biagas. who was not good at all, negative WAR, and Colton Cowser, who had a 12.4 WAR on his career. So good trade there again. He was really good for us. And then Garza, how did we originally get him? We signed him as a minor league contract out of the DR in 2028. He had 5.8 WAR with us as a catcher. That's cool. Couple good years, 2 WAR seasons, so not the best, but not the worst. And then we get to the players we gave up. Carrillo, we talked about. Phillips, we talked about. Ernesto. David Pearson ended up having a decent career after us. That was early on, though, in the sim. And then Montez ended up turning out to be a really good home run hitter, but not much else. Didn't really play any good defense. Was like a league average hitter, but had 369 home runs, so pretty cool there. Ended up being a pretty good trade. I think we got Tatis out of that trade. Yeah, Tatis. We got Santos in it, Joseph King. We gave up these three: Santos, King, McGraw, and Montez for Tatis and Matsui. Matsui ended up having a good career with us. He had we have 2 seasons with us. 2 R WAR, .6 F WAR, not great, but whatever. What else? You can see all the trades here. Pretty cool. Chris Bassett was not good for us. Dylan Carlson ended up being good for the Cubs after we got cash and international pool bonus money. And then we can look at J Rod. So of course, we got to look at J Rod. Our core ended up being really good. He had 103 WAR, 522 home runs, 500 stolen bases. Incredible. Got in the Hall of Fame at 99.2% in 2046, 5 years ago. His jersey number is retired. He had 2 rings with us. Just phenomenal career out of him. 142 WRC plus. After we retired, he had an 8.9 year, 7.8, 7.9, and then 6.3, and then declined a little bit. Probably got wrecked. But yep, great career out of him. That's our guy. And then Cole Young, not making it to the Hall of Fame yet, which is surprising, with a 64.3 WAR. Just incredible walk rate, strikeout rate. League average BABIP, and he still had a 120 WRC plus. Great base runner, 500 stolen bases, really good defender. Kind of look at his career. Yeah, like these zone ratings are really good all the way through until he got a little older, but he it looks like he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. 22.8%. Maybe I'll vote next year. But yeah, 171 home runs, just incredible. He was one of the original guys with us, so love to see that. Spent his whole career with the Mariners, so he'll get his jersey retired for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Harry Ford is next. Just kind of our core. 59.9, 55.9 WAR. Ended up going to the Dodgers, after 2035, but went back to catcher full time, and is not getting in the Hall of Fame apparently, but he's getting good numbers. Jaws has him right at average Hall of Fame catcher, so he should get in. Really should. I mean, that's great career. 200 home runs, 55.9 WAR. Come on now, he's got to get into the Hall. Him, Cole Young, and I say Adley and Buster, but whatever there. Locklear, another part of our core, ended up having a good career. 416 home runs, left us after 2031, and signed with the Phillies. Had good years there. 37.1 WAR, not quite a Hall of Fame level. Got 1% last year, or in his final year, it looks like, and got dropped. But yeah, that's a great career. Just the guys that we inherited, J Rod, Harry Ford, Cole Young, Locklear. They were part of the team when I took over. They were prospects, except J Rod, and ended up being really good. So that's awesome. We can look at George Kirby, who you're going to see he won 4 rings two with or one, yeah, two with us, and then two with the Rangers back to back in 2031, 2032. They beat us in 2031. He ended up having a 42.5 F4, 53.7 R war. Really helped with our defense through like these years. The like one war difference plus in R war and F4. He's not projected to get into the Hall. I think he's done actually. Yeah, he ended up not getting in, and that's unfortunate. But really good guy right there. We didn't really acquire any like superstar pitchers after that, so don't really have anything there. Um, can look at our drafts real quick, but nothing crazy happened. There's no one who won like the took over the home run king. Nate Jones ended up not really making the MLB. Simmons as well. Zonner played 1 year. Nobody really here ended up having a good career. Nick Clark, Holly, none of them really played any major league time. Had major league time. Sosa did a little bit. Yagas did nothing crazy at all. Pisano actually did 22 WAR on his career. Some with us with the Jays, Giants, cool there. Kala did, so Kala and Jeremy Friend ended up not doing too hot when we traded him for what are we trading for? Asaki, who then Asaki actually pitched decently with us the year after we got him, and then came back and was horrible, and then looks like he just retired. So that's that. Ended up not really hurting us at all. Back to the drafts. Pat Demara ended up pitching in the majors. Wasn't great. Really good R WAR though. Um, so this was a better draft than most. Mike Moya ended up being, no, he wasn't good. I think he actually had a really good rating at some point. I think so. I might be mistaken, but I think he had a really good rating at some point, like 70 current. So surprised there. Sutton was really good. Liam Peterson ended up was good for like 1 year and then just dipped. So he was a Rule 5 pick by the Padres from us. We forgot about him, I think. Jeff Brewer ended up not being too good. Just had like the couple years with us, sent down, only had 2,000 plate appearances, negative WAR. So at least he got some time with us. Hunter Dietz, Hartman. No one really. I mean, there was one Alvarado who came up and ended up not turning out to be that hot after a good 2032. Didn't really do anything after that. So first round pick, not really great, but that's okay. Prince Glenn didn't even make the majors. Um, Nate Clark had 3 plate appearances. Unfortunate there. Kassler never made the majors. Jen never made the majors. Uh, this guy never made the majors. So some dud draft picks for sure. For sure. Conway, Anderson played a little bit. Yeah, so unfortunate there. Yay, Savage got to the majors a little bit, had negative WAR. Guillen never really got up except for us a little bit. Never got a plate appearance though. It's just sad. He was up with us for a tiny bit. Pierce George, same thing. Champion, same. So these guys just never made it, and it's pretty sad, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Bodine made it with us a little bit, traded him then. Hall, same thing, but yeah, it's just depressing to look at. But we could look at what we gonna do? History index. Where do we go for inductees, real quick? Retired players? No. League history. All right, career. So there's this one guy who had a 400 average season. Forgot his name. We're gonna see it right here because he beat the doubles record. Dolahite. He had a 401 average in 2038 and a 395 in 2039. 62, 66 WAR on his career. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame. Hasn't been 10 years yet, but crazy good year right here. 9.4 WAR, 187 WRC plus, just nutty. But yeah, he broke the doubles record and he had 80, I think. Um, yeah, and let's see, nothing else. There's this guy. Let me see. With the Brewers, who ended up having a really good career. 63 WAR. Just incredible strikeout numbers. 336 Ks, like 300 plus strikeout years. Walked a good amount though. But yeah, he might make the Hall of Fame. Oh yeah, he did. 2043, he got in. Pretty cool. And yeah, he was great. Originally, he was 2022 draft pick in the second round, um, and they won a World Series with him in Milwaukee. And yeah, anything else? Any records being broke? Uh, I know. I don't know. Whatever. Let's find. Uh, where do we go for the Hall of Fame? I feel like I'm just voting history. Maybe we can look at this. Ricky Tiedemann got in. 64 WAR. Really good career out of him. Um, Job is probably going to get in. 62 WAR for him as well. That's cool. Detroit and then the Jays. Turned out to be a really good pitcher. Gunner's gonna get in. It looks like next year. 73.5 WAR, or 75 WAR, 350 home runs, all with Baltimore. Pretty cool there. Uh, Jackson Holiday got in. 94 WAR. Jeez, 370 home runs. Pretty much half his career with Baltimore, then the Dodgers and Yankees. He said, "Screw it, we're going to the villains." Uh, Parkhurst was with the Mets and had a bunch of saves and got in. Jeez, okay, sure. Hader got in, 409 saves, 23 WAR. I mean, not crazy. Jefferson Kiro had a really good career. It looks like 47 WAR. I mean, if he gets in over Harry Ford and Rutschman, that's crazy. But it is what it is. Really good career though. Vlad got some votes. He ended up being a good player. 487 home runs, 48 WAR. Really cool there. Wyatt Langford looks like he had a decent career. Probably fragile towards the end. Got some votes in the past years, so we'll see. We'll see if he gets in. 134 WRC plus. Really good. Harry Ford's right here. Needs to get some votes. Edwin Diaz looking to get in. Michael Harris got in. 72.9 WAR, 328 home runs. Ended up being a great player. Went to the Villains though in 2033. Was pretty decent with them. Cool stuff. Acuna got in. 71 WAR, not surprising. 515 home runs. Retired at 40. So he waited a year, then retired. He was with Oakland for a year. Jeez. Come on, you could stay with the Braves and retire. Harper got in. 59.7 WAR, 493 home runs. Stayed with the Phillies for the rest of his career. 2031 was actually his last year. Sal Perez got in, which is crazy. 38 WAR, but he hit 330 home runs. So sure, he's just well known, I guess. So, but that's weird. Jose Ramirez got in. 60 WAR. Really good career out of him. I mean, I'm glad he stayed in Cleveland his whole career. That's really cool. And Ellie De La Cruz, see how he turned out. Stayed with the Reds his whole career. Retired at 38. Had a couple 50 home run years. 576 home runs. 77 WAR. Incredible. Had less stolen bases than J Rod and Cole Young. So we have him there. Juan Soto, 80 WAR almost. Retired at 41. Went back to Boston after being with the Yankees. Went to the Yankees. Went to Boston. Went to the Yankees. Went to Boston. So, all right, sure. You really played the villain role, I guess. Bobby Witt, great career, 82 WAR. I'm like, my God, 328 home runs. Really good base runner. Really good fielder. Went to the Seattle as last year. Interesting. Was with us for a year, and then retired. That's great. Mookie Betts got in, 66 WAR. Ended up regressing a little, 2029, but it had some good years. So went to the Mets his last year, right? Willie Mays, like. Um, yeah, almost had 500 home runs, which is impressive. It's 5'9". Crazy. Clase got in, almost 500 saves, 31 WAR. I mean, I agree with that. Sure, that's fine. Mizorowski got in. Shohei got in. Ended up having 470 home runs. Stayed with the Dodgers the rest of his career. Retired at 40. Pitching wise, uh, stopped pitching. He kept pitching all the way through, so ended up being hurt a lot, I think, but had 22 WAR as a pitcher and 40 WAR as a hitter, so 60 plus WAR. Coming over, what age he was, 23. Um, Pretty good career as of a two-way guy, so that's cool to see. Let's see. Anybody else got in? Mike Trout got in. Not surprising, 81. He was with us, remember, the last couple years, and then he retired. Tried to get him in a ring. Could not do it. So, unfortunate for him. We won the year before he got here, and then we won 2 years after he left. So, was ended up being ringless. Did Bryce ended up ever winning? Let's see. I don't think so. No, he never won. Never won a ring. So him and Trout never won a ring, despite being probably the best young players we'll ever see in this generation. I mean, in my generation, I guess. Two most hyped. Or Harper was most hyped. Anything else that's crazy? I don't think so. Any players that we want to look at real quick? I mean, Aaron Judge ended up hitting 450 home runs. He really got hurt towards the end of his career, was wrecked. Really unfortunate there. But had 44 WAR. Looks like he did not get in. Um, that's tough. That's tough for being such a good player. Stanton, 471, still like same amount of home runs. So there you go. George Kirby got votes. It took Harper a while to get in. Or at least, yeah, 3 years maybe. Chris Sale got votes. He didn't get in though. 59 WAR. He probably should get in. That's tough. Altuve got in. 60 WAR. Did he end up having 3,000 hits? Nope, he was close. 200 off. Um, Unfortunate there, but it's okay. But yeah, let's look at our winning teams real quick. So 2025, you can look at our team and check where they ended up going career-wise. But we already looked at a lot of them, like J-Rod, Cole Young, Bellinger. Ended up being horrible after he left us, being worth like negative WAR after he left us. So good thing we didn't re-sign him. But he was good for us. Got us a ring. Got him a ring. I guess he already had a ring, but sure, sure he did. Conforto didn't really do much. 19 WAR. He was kind of with other teams. Was with us for a little while towards the end of his career. O'Neal Cruz, Cal Raleigh retired. He was done after 2034 in indie ball, but J.P. Crawford retired after 2030 after he left us. Was not great. Negative WAR. Pitching wise, Kirby, Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert ended up having 33 WAR. Pretty good. Pretty good. That shakes. That's pretty good career right there. Brian Wu ended up having 15 WAR on his career, also very good. Turned out to be a good pitcher. Um, Munoz got some votes for Hall of Fame, but didn't get in. 350 saves, won a ring with us in 2025. 14 WAR. Uh, really good Mariner right there. Came back with us for a year and almost got us to the chip. Um, but yeah, Matt Brash got some votes too. 21 WAR, had some saves. Started, was pretty good for a little while. Mostly a setup guy, but interesting there. And then we can look at our 2029 team real quick. We won. Let's see. J Rod, Rutschman, all these guys, Tommy Troy, BJ Murray ended up not doing too hot. Locklear, Swanson had a good career. 34 WAR, not going to make the Hall, but was good. He was good. Um, and who else? Nobody else really stepped up. I mean, Jamie Sutton had a great career. Kirby, Wisenhunt, Duran. So, yeah, nothing crazy. Duvall, he got some votes. 270 saves, 19 WAR. Was with us for 1 year. It was not that great, but not good. Not that great, but not bad. Um, Retired numbers, we have J Rod. Jeez, really good career out of him. That's it for the Mariners. Edgar, Griff, Robinson, and yeah, I kind of want to retire Cole Young. I'll probably do that later, but Cole Young and Harry Ford. So maybe just Cole Young. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it. It's gonna do it for this episode. Let me know in the comments if you want me to come back to this at all. I might sim another 20 years and see what's going on with the Hall of Fame. But this is this was our Mariners franchise. Ended up winning 2 rings in 8 seasons. I will take that every time. That's a successful rebuild, retool, whatever you want to call it. Can look at our manager history here. Ended up going 759, 537. Went to the playoffs 8 times, won it in two. Was really good. We really good teams. 109 win team ended up losing in the first round. We lost the World Series the first year against the Braves. Won it against the Braves the next year, and then lost 3 straight first round series, and then won the World Series finally again, and then lost in the ALCS, and then lost in the Wild Card Series to end my tenure. But yeah, it was a really good career. I'll probably do another series with another team in a little bit, so keep an eye on that. Overall, really fun one. Kind of kept the squad together, just added a little bit. Tatis, Rutschman, Tommy Troy, and just had a good time. Okay, we got to look one more guy, Luis Castillo. So we kept him for a while. I don't know. Hold on. Which one is he? Right here. All right. Ended up having 39 WAR on his career. With the Mariners, he had an 18 WAR. Was really good. Left after the 2028 season, one World Series with us. Went to the Yankees, went to the Tigers, went to the Rockies, and then retired at 42. So, really good career out of him. Cool to see. And that's going to do it for this. So, thanks for watching this series. If you have any questions or anybody you want me to check, I'll maybe do another one down the line to look at the players that you want to see. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Keep an eye on my next series when I do it. So, all right, have a good one. See you next time.